I love Nanaimo. I grew up on the island and it's just been so wonderful being back here. Right now I'm living near Westwood Lake, so what that means is that I can go for a 7-kilometer run around the lake in the morning and then I can bike to the hospital in 12 minutes.
I live 2 blocks from the hospital, so I can walk into the hospital and walk into my clinic every day, which is great.
Nanaimo is the perfect size of community to learn in. It's between your rural, sort of smaller community size, as well as an urban site. And what that offers you is sort of the full scope of services as well as specialists to refer to, as well as to learn from, as well as gives you that sense of autonomy as well as independence quite early on in your residency experience.
Nanaimo was a logical choice because great hospital up here, a lot of different clinics in close by proximity, easy access to rural communities up north on the island, suitable lifestyle, hiking, do all that, transportation. If you don't like the big city life, this is perfect because you can actually drive from point A to B in a timely fashion, affordable housing, affordable places to rent. So kind of the ideal community to practice on.
One of the things I love about being here in Nanaimo is the hospital culture. From the cleaners to the nurses, the providers here, I walk down the hall and I'm always greeted with a smile and I'm asked about how I'm doing on that day. And it's such a wonderful feeling to be that empowered and feel that valued on a day-to-day basis. And I couldn't have asked for a better community to work in.
So there's definitely a culture here of encouragement. I've worked in other places where you call somebody for a consult and you do get a lot of pushback, but here the vast majority of the time it definitely feels like we're more of a team.
I met a bunch of mentors and actually chose a physician as kind of a mentor over the next few years. So you really connect with like-minded individuals. I'm able to ask about the smaller office practice versus the larger. All these questions I had kind of burning through when I was deciding family practice and during medical school, I'm getting all those answered. So I feel like it's preparing me for the type of practice I want to get because I'm able to actually ask those deeper questions and have that mentorship.
Another important thing about the Nanaimo residency is that it's very learner focused, and what that means to me is that when you're working with a specialist, they're asking you at the beginning of the day, what is most important to your future career?
So you have the actual opportunity to pick and choose what you think is relevant and really latch on to what's best for family practice, not just what's best for that rotation. What will actually help you most during your family practice career.
Big emphasis here is resident happiness and wellness. I think a lot of lip service gets paid to resident wellness, but my experience here has been that the program really does want the residents to be happy and healthy.
Nanaimo offers the perfect setting to maintain your work-life balance, and I can say that quite confidently because over the last 2 years, every single Friday that I've walked by our program director's office, he's asked me, what are you doing this weekend? And he's asking specifically not what you're studying, not what your call requirements are. He's asking, what are you doing for yourself this weekend? And I think that value pervades every single rotation that you're on, as well as all the preceptors here understand the importance of maintaining your wellness as a resident.
We have a resident hockey team. We get to play with all the local physicians here. We also have a resident soccer team, you name it. Like pretty much every sport from yoga to curling is going on here, right? So kind of pick your flavor, and whatever you need to debrief and de-stress, that's available here.
In Nanaimo, your learning takes priority. So what that means is that you're not going to fulfill the role of a staff. Instead, your staff is going to look to you to try and fill in your gaps of knowledge.
You kind of get to pick and choose when you're on call for the most part. There are minimum requirements, but you do have a lot of flexibility in choosing which nights you want to be on call. So for me, I've got a young family, and it's been great. Like my son often plays hockey Friday nights, and so I've been able to make it there to watch him for most of those.
That work-life balance where you're able to schedule and work in a time that's going to allow you to be most present, and then in the times when you're not working, you're able to schedule in all the other priorities that you have in your family, other interests that you have, like I said, those things that keep you well.
So we've got a sim lab with a sim man and a lot of sort of input in terms of what cases we'd like to do. So sometimes if you've seen a case up on the ward and you want to replay that scenario, you can actually do that in the sim lab.
It's the maximum technology, so you do have to get used to that, because the dummies, they breathe, they have heart sounds, you can hear murmurs. The sim lab allows you to brush up on the medicine while working on the teamwork aspect, as well as just getting to review drug doses, methods, methodology, all things like that. So it's a phenomenal tool, and we were much stronger as a program for it.
It is possible to be well and happy and also learning a ton.
This has been a pretty phenomenal experience for me. The program and the community are super supportive, and just the fact that you have control over your life has been huge, especially if you've got a family. That's made all the difference for me.
So if you're looking for a perfect balance between feeling supported as well as having independence and responsibility in your training program, then come to Nanaimo.
I'm Dr. Steve Bierman, the Site Director in Nanaimo. I would like to provide you with some key messages to help you make an informed decision about your best CaRMS match options. Your life as a resident is part of your broader life priorities. You should choose a site that makes your life work best. Choose a site that also works for your partner and/or other important people and relationships in your life. The Nanaimo site has a strong educational focus with a high priority on resident wellness and resilience. There is a constant connection to your educational needs and priorities, and enough flexibility to adjust your educational experience to meet those needs. Your family medicine education will be strong at any or all of your site choices. Make your choice for a site where you can be happy, healthy, and surrounded by a community of support that allows you to continue to build the important relationships in your life while developing your attitude, knowledge, and skills in family medicine.